It must be great to be able to see yourself whenever you want. I bet your whole house is full of mirrors.
Hey, what's going on? Anything I can do for you? Hey, you need something?
Oh, it's nice to finally be off our ship. There's something I need to talk to you about. Remember our last conversation when you told me the artifact? Well, it got me thinking. Just because I wasn't familiar with the experience you described doesn't mean the same might have been true for Really? After reading those journals, all of the pleasant... Ah, she absolutely was. Aja was the one that taught me the rope. Now that you... Honestly, it wasn't so much what Aja and I discovered in our travels. Exactly. There was nothing quite like sitting... Oh, I find that sort of... I'll take that as a compliment. You know, all this talk about Aja reminds me that my time with her was a gift. No, she retired. Living on Torima 2 now, I think. Come to think of it, if we're ever out that far, perhaps we could... Well, I don't expect you to be a carbon. You see, it's clear that we share the same hunger. Good. Anyway, that's all I had to discuss for now.
turn around
I
and
got
leave.
this.
You wanna try that on me?
You've already lost.
Got all worked up for nothing.
Light them up! Now look at you! That's the best you can do! This one's mine! What was that? Watch my back! I'm better than the knee!
You have anything valuable?
Easy money. Here! Over here!
Open fire! that, Death Wish! Got some more of this!
I have things for you.
It's good to be back on board.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey. Yep, here you go. So long.
How do you think this adventure is going? Great? Fantastic? A moment in time we'll treasure forever? I'm thinking all three.
This is United Colony Space. Maintain current course while we scan for contraband. Scan complete. You are cleared to land at New Atlantis. Please enjoy your visit to Jemison.
Hell of a city, isn't it? There's nowhere else like it in the galaxy. As much as I'm eager to explore the universe, there's nothing quite like the feeling of returning home.
I have been idle here for a long time.
Why? Was there concern that I would not contribute to the mission?
Look at you two. I'm jealous.
They can be anywhere, can't they? I catch myself just... Maybe that's how our ancestors...
They didn't just gawk at the stars, Mateo. They explored.
I disagree. What's...
Not every dream is a pleasant one.
You're with me, right? Another realist has joined our ranks.
The truth hurts, Mateo.
Don't look at me. You two already know my flag is firmly planted.
You know what? I just realized I completely overtook this whole conversation.
I do not mind being asked to join in a debate, but I do agree that we accomplished something together. Yes. So am I.
Noel, pulling some interesting data from those new artifacts.
Oh.
Tell the Rook to meet me back on board the station.
Thank you, but it was not necessary. We succeeded.
I hope Cora doesn't get too much underfoot. I'm always up for adventure.
Okay, Sam. I'm trusting you to stay out of trouble.
And we have liftoff! It's very rude of the universe to not welcome you with fireworks when you arrive in space. At a bare minimum, A shooting star would be nice. Another successful jump! No distance is too far for you, Captain.
This is United Colony Space. Maintain current course while we scan for contraband. And we're done. Welcome to Mars.
Everyone clamors over New Atlantis, but a place like this is what the UC is really all about. I'd hate to live my whole life in a bubble.
Found a clutch of heat leeches, breeding in the utility section the other day.
Not many places older than Aquila. This, old stories, old planet.
We got lots of stuff. Just ask.
Invoices can be collected. Oh, not here.
Worked. A shame, too. We had such high hopes for not the sort of work the Trade Authority traditionally does. I invested no small amount. But then he decided to run off after I presume the miners have him hidden. But at this point...
That won't be necessary. But we would like the money he owes us.
Oh, someone owes you bloodthirsty leeches money? I should apologize for instance. You want to help the Trade Authority? You know who these guys are, right?
Wonderful.
I suggest paying a visit to the sick. If anyone knows where Percival is, then...
The miners pretty much run the lower levels here.
Broken Spear's upstairs.
Doc Walker? Andy. You. Why don't you come here and tell me what some Vanguard captain wants with Walker?
It's really hard not to stare into their eyes.
Straight topsider. Wonder... Is that so? Oh, like knowing, for example, what supra et ultra means. That's what I thought. Stop! Even if I did know where he was. Huh. Maybe there is something you can do. Percival's got this debt put on him by the trade author. You make that go away, prove you're a friend of him, well, I'm all... Red Devils were the meanest Marine unit the UC Navy ever had. Couldn't get in if you hadn't done at least one stint as a Martian dust. Made us tough. It's why they chose us as the handlers for the UC Xeno weapon. Percival, though, he wasn't a grunt like all of us. But it was those monsters, Red Devils included. That's good to hear. Most straightforward way to take care of this debt would be to just saunter up to the authority and pay him direct, if you've got credits to throw away. Of course, rumor is the trade authority keeps all their records, and if someone was to break...
I mean, clearly that's a crime. And doing it would just be terrible.
Now, what say you get out there?
Maybe a bounty hunter?
In order to avoid injury, please report any spills or unsafe conditions on the upper level to the Sidonia Department of Public Works.
Heard you talking with Lou, so you're going... Oh, good, good. Percival's a good guy. Listen, I know how you can do it without having to resort to any aqueous hematite. Mars is full of it. People think it's just go... At least when he wasn't slaving away at his trade. But we stumbled on a way to make it useful. You give our research over to Octai at the Trade Authority, it should more than cover Percival's debt. That guy's all... Yeah, it does. We were never able to finish the research. Spacers moved in and ran us.
Oh, so it's a tiny little favor. Just mind the mine full of armed rabble.
But if you can clear them out, I can walk you through how to finish the research. Then you can give it over to the Trade Authority. They'll get folks working in the deep mines again. Jobs come back, I become... Oh, yeah. So access to the deep mines can be found outside the city. It's not far. Shouldn't even need to hop back in your ship. We'd set up right near the main drill. Taking out the spacer leader should get the message across. Once you've managed that, phone up here on the comms panel, and I can walk you through finishing the research.
Me? You want to talk to me?
Show some hustle! You won't get me, though. Open up! Now! Light him up! Today's not gonna be your day, pal. Just don't talk horrible this way. Tip of the iceberg. You can bet there's more spacers ahead, and probably behind too. You're nothing. I'm moving! Fire! These guys went big. Some serious engineering. Entrance is blocked. Might be a way in through the caves. Waste not, need not. You heard that right.
Big mistake.
We'll pay for that! Really get your blood pumping, huh? Never wise to be in my way. Come back here! Damn it. They're gone.
You have no idea what you're up against.
Hello? Oh, took care of the spacers, huh? Oh, good. Now to finish off the research, you're gonna need to collect a sample of hematite to run through the thresher. Grab a laser cutter and head back to the chamber where you came in. Once you've got a sample, Thresher's the big machine in the next room. Passcode to start it is Ares 2330. Take care of all that, and we'll have Percival's name cleared in no time.
Password accepted. Initiating analysis. Compound analysis complete. Adding to existing notation. Collating. Process complete. You may collect your documentation.
All set? Good. You can take the elevator in that room back to the surface. There should be a key stashed in the thresher room, if the spacers didn't make off with it. I'll be waiting at the circle.
you're going to use the elevators or stairs to reach the other levels, try to keep...
Another derelict vessel has been found. All hands aboard were dead.
You've got the slate. Reduced joint wear? Oh, this formula's gotta be worth it. Okay, so here's what you do. Tell Octai and the Trade Authority you found a business proposal that will make money, and that you'll trade it to him. Oh, this is gonna be great. Oh, and here, a copy of the formula for yourself, in case you ever want to maximizing your own. Oh, use that if you can. Good luck.
The community center on P1 is a good place to connect with others. Don't fulfill any spiritual needs you may have.
Few institutions have endured as well or as long as the Galactic Banking Consortium. Or
Was there something else?
Aqueous hematite.
And exactly what does this new drug of you? But where's this hematite coming from? The deep mines could be an option, but they're full of spacers. Well now, that is intriguing. A completely untapped resource pool, and the sort of utility every mining firm... We could contract out all the actual lab work, bring on one of the hungrier and think what it would do for our image with the general. And what do you want for the rights to Dr. Walker's dead? That's it? Consider it wiped. Well, it seems we... And here, a finder's fee from the authority. A perfectly reasonable amount for a discovery with this. Wouldn't want you feeling shortchanged. We'll just be taking that slate before you have any second thoughts.
Graffiti and other street art is not tolerated per Sidonia City Ordinance 5.82. Failure to comply with this will result in fines not exceeding 5,000 credits or 100 hours community service.
Yeah? Did you know? My end of the... He's holed up in the old Red Devil's H. Place was sealed up tight after the UC shut it out. Was also going to warn you about spacers down there. Here, the passkey.
When the time's right, I'd appreciate a chat. I'm up for a little adventure. So how much of a thrill has it been traveling with the one and only? Is it everything you imagined? Well, that's a first. I gotta say, it's a relief being with you. Time has a way of just building on itself. But if you ever heard all the bullshit being talked about in these days? I am. Yeah, there was a time, well before Cora, where it really weighed on me. I felt like every little thing I did or didn't do was a reflection of... Now I just hope I can help Cora to... Your kind words are appreciated. For my father, Cora, and me, everything starts and ends with Solomon Co. Imagine being the first person to jump into a new system. And now... I believe that might be the most honest thing you've ever said. Well, I hope the comic book they make about the stuff they publish is just... That is a serious mining operation. I can't imagine. that's a good reason to stop drilling. Give it to the Red Devils. They had class.
got me out of the red with the Trade Authority. Can't say I don't appreciate it. I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts? Tissue sample? You came all... Must be some damn importance. A fast-growing terramorph. Who exactly told you to bring this? Hadrian. If she made you come all the way for this.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests. Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the dead. Can't say I'm thrilled the Trade Authority got their mitts on the research, but I guess that's the price you pay not to live in a cave the rest of your days. All queued up. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we? All right, just get those cellular markers tagged. Wait, where are the markers? This can't be right. This sample, it's Londinian. I'll need to get this all in a slate. Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved. Just talking to myself, I guess. Look, if you need some time to process. Not gonna bring this here and then leave me alone with my thoughts, are you? Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators. I presume you've heard of one. It was a city wiped completely off the map by terramorphs. The swarms are so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal it. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack. But the one... I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was... I don't think it was transported to Tal Ceti. This specimen. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-terramorph relations, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
That is the definition of an existential threat. Dear Lord.
So, you lugged this bad omen all the way here. The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
Always nice to kick back at the Broken Spear after a long day.
Is that really her?
Only a qualified supervisor.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say...
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back. Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't...
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being... Well, that's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go. So, were you two able?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an...
Londinian. That's exactly what I was...
Not thrilled to be the bearer of...
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying...
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Farouk? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. One, they want to see this analysis, and two, they want to discuss what with both of us. The cabinet's the UC's highest governing body. The president, top military brass, scientific and diplomatic division heads. Any major decision the UC makes, they're the only real chance we've got of unlocking the archive. Well, that's about the best news I've had. Percival and I, we were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed...
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, a practice that's been banned ever since the Army. Well, it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives under the watchful eye of monitors from all the... But if we can convince the cabinet to help us access that data, and hopefully how to prevent more... All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlanta.
Good luck.
It's too stuck in the same place.
20 hours of 0600 and 1800 local time.
But how and why? Colonial.
You doing alright, Gumdrop? We're home.
Dad, do you think Solomon Coe would have liked me?
Sure. Everybody likes you, don't they?
Do you think he would have liked you?
Well, if you listen to your grandpa, Solomon Coe would have given me a good whooping. But I think he would have liked the man I grew into.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. All right, we're done. You're cleared to land at New Atlantis.
Over here. The workup's in the cabinet's hands. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC. They called him Ve Victus. Woe to the defeated. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds, secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come. I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during Free Star Collective and UC. And the things he did, well, they're... So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? Or if you've got any... No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting. Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope will do. So now, we have 2 petitioners here making access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all 3 Armistice signatories. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet.
That's quite the leap. Madam President, I object. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less, they've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge, and possibly, seems at best, panic.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to I would also ask, how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act? 50? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks...
Let's keep this civil, shall. And while there should be no doubt, the preservation of life stands paramount among... Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other... I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terramorph...
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. But if there's another attack, we'll...
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the...
If the stakes weren't so high, we wouldn't be asking, but...
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get... Very well.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections... What was that?
Attention. Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs? More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Holy, we need to move.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming, and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am. Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
You! That's the air rifle! Grab it! Now!
Stop! That's it!
We're trying to
now hit
help
him with
you.
everything you've got!
Please! I can't stop!
What are you doing?
Guns are over.
EM fire!
Say it
to get medieval. Now we're talking.
Lights out on that one.
Thank God you got here when you... Yeah, what the hell happened back there, Cap? Or you could have used the EM gun like you were ordered. These... Now, officer, the way those people were acting, I've seen...
I don't know. We tried to restrain them, but some of the other officers down there...
Pheromonic projection. Some terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people... You kill the morph, you break the hold. Let's do it.
Nat's unlocked. Please, do what you can.
God, no time to waste, Captain. Stash the firepower. Let's move.
Evacuation order has been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
You might back up. Don't just stand there. Good.
Them are experts. We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, got one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Welcome back to the pride and joy of the UC. Hello, New Atlantis.
Heard you might be looking for some backup.
You two have any experience with...
Only the brief they just gave on...
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool.
We're not UC secure. Roger that. We're on you.
Whatever's up there, I'm ready.
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
I wonder what Jacob would think of a co helping to save New Atlantis. Damn if I'm not proud of it, though.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two.
I don't want to think what would have happened if you...
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorph. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people... Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. Your concerns about the Terramorphs...
Thank you, ma'am.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted. Now, today's events have only clarified our... You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data, but to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right... As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want... Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that. The Cabinet wants progress. There's also no diplomat alive. We do. In exchange. So, I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in. Deputy McIntyre in the office. You should be able to find her in her office. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks.
It's good to be about. Lives get stuffy sometimes.
I'm gonna go check in with Chief.
Yes? What?
Chief Yassine, these orders... A Vanguard captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require. That must make you my Vanguard cap... I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city. I was also informed that you gave... Chief Yassine wants you to know the interstellar... We're going to do everything in our power. And that means first getting you into the archives.
Someone paid attention in current events. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. Get them both, and you'll have your data.
I couldn't agree more. Both ambassadors have reasons they won't. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire.
And I do mean cooperate. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varun? Ambassador Balmore's... When the rest of House Varun retreated into seclusion shortly after this, he's since lent his support, though claiming to know how a member... It does. We're not 100% sure about... His public appearances were always rare. Scans of the facility show...
Your task is to find him and kindly, but... I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks.
Ah, the good Ambassador Rat.
Well then, hope she's doing a good job.
Now, officially...
Use your experiences as a member of the military.
And who knows? Maybe... But my suspicion is we're going to have to...
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application.
UC Intelligence has a recording device.
But getting caught trespass...
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're...
Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information.
Name's Cameron Long. He's younger than Ratcliffe, bears less of a grudge. He works closely with the ambassador, making him a promising source, and someone who very like. All right. Here, your diplomatic...
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options.
Now, if you have additional questions or require... I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her. Be smart out there, Captain.
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
You are a visitor? You'll find the ambassador in office. Go on through.
They have mixers for expats at the embassy. Always good to get back to Freestar soil, even if it is surrounded by New Atlantis.
Terramorphs? As in more than one? All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Sorry. Everyone's a little on edge after the attack.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment? Ah, you're the one McIntyre called. You have my thanks for what you did. Now, she also mentioned that now the UC wants Terramorph data from the Armistice Archive. I can only presume you're here to tell me I miss...
Ambassador, I can't emphasize how important this is.
And who might you... Oh, I recognize that face. You're a Co, aren't you? Didn't you run away to help that little Explorers Club?
Really? An Explorers Club. Ma'am, I've signed up to help my friend here, who's looking to stop a whole heap of... Imagine if this happened in Aquila City, or Neon. We owe it to our people to...
It's a disturbing thought, Mr. Co. The way to do that, I believe, is clear. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it... I will not be the one responsible for its... You're really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One, to convince me. I'm listening. Are you suggesting we can't defend ourselves? Co's do have a way with words. I suppose you're right. It's possible I might be letting my history cloud my judgment. I could be the hero here. Well, Captain, you make some... But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs. You go in once, and all research done with the data will be monitored. Freestar scientists will watch your people like... So, do we have an agreement? Excellent. Follow.
This building is Freestar sovereign territory. So in here, we're the law.
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. Don't make me regret this, Captain. Code generators just this way. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. Two unlikely allies, I guess. It's not supposed to be a long process. It is for emergencies, after all.
You're allowed 3 places: conference room, lobby, or the ambassador's office. If you set foot anywhere else, there's gonna be problems.
I'm sorry, but I need sign-off from the Interstellar Affairs office.
Yes, exactly. It's like...
House rural. Really don't know much about them. I think that's how they like it.